Hello. Hello. I never know when this is starting. I watch the start of them afterward, the replays, and sometimes I'm just sat there waiting, staring at the screen, waiting for it to start. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, wherever you are in the world. I've got my coffee. My coffee is featuring coconut milk. Yummy. It's tasty. What you are. Hey, Warren, I was just thinking about you. Good start to the day, yeah. And I've got my, wait, I've got my on because I feel like going snorkeling today, so I'm going to. I've got my squat on. This is my shorts skirt it's like board shorts squat. Is it? My internet is acting up. Maybe it's yours. I'm on Jungle 4. Jungle 4 is the good one. Yeah, so I used to work in this squat when I was on the yacht. It's good because it dries quick. So when I'm going snorkeling, I wear this because then I can ride home half wet. Yeah, Warren. I sent you some information about the pricing thing. You know I don't have any words today. When you pay bit by bit. But what I wanted to say was, if you book a guidance reading and double the length of it, so it's a 7-page one, I can do like month by month if you want. If you want that option, you can do that on BeHealing.com. So yeah, just the guidance reading by itself would be too short. I wouldn't be able to go into anything. But if you choose the option where you double it, that would be long enough to do one. Recent working on the yacht. It was before I came to Asia, so it was 3.5 years ago that I stopped doing that. I did that for like 8 months. I did it for 8 months. Okay. Either walking on the beach or out in the garden barefoot, but today it's ocean time. It's time to get in the ocean. I'm going to go see my sharks. Last time I went snorkeling, there was baby sharks. In fact, there was 11 of them altogether. I saw lots of baby sharks, but then when I was coming out, just before I got out of it, I saw 11 altogether. Little baby sharks, but maybe a bit longer, about that long. Black tip baby sharks. I like seeing the big ones too. Not scary ones, just black tip reef sharks. Here is the card for today. Isn't that pretty? The change is in the wind. About change today. It's a zebra with a house on top of it. And it's windy, it's blowing the leaves away. You must be in fall now. It's got a snail on its back as well. Maybe slow progress. Change, not fast change. That's what I'm picking up. Don't know why zebra. Don't know why that. But it is in the wind. Let's have a look what Colette says. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain constant like zebra's stripes. That's why it's a zebra. Yeah, I'm fixed sign. I'm Taurus, so I get really fixed in my ways. I do make changes occasionally, but then I stick with those changes for a long time. I stick with things for longer than I should do sometimes. Yeah, nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. That comes out a lot. The unknown is where the magic lies. For sure. It's true. So Mr. Man called me last night. We talked for an hour and a half. He lights me up. He makes me very happy just talking to him. It's very cool. Yeah, so I'm going snorkeling today. Ground myself in the ocean. Hopefully the sun stays up so that I can burn the backs of my legs and also see more easily underwater. I'm changing my mind. Let's go deeper into the daily energies. Right, the daily energies were about our passions. Our passions is who we are. So, when you ask a kid, who are you? And they say, I'm Claire, I'm 6 years old. I like riding my bike and Muay Thai and islands and snorkeling and seeing sharks. And I like baby sharks. That's what they say, is that they go through all the stuff that they like. And because they know that that's who they are. They've learned that they are their name and their age, but they soon start telling you what they like, what their passions are. Because it's an intrinsic part of us, and sometimes we can lose sight of that who we are is actually what we love. Who we are is what we love. Who we are is who we love. Who we are is what we love doing. And so that's the energies for today. The challenges were about resting, so it was like taking a risk to rest, which sometimes it shouldn't be challenging, but it is, because we're all kind of taught that we need to rush and we need to do stuff and we need to make things happen and we need to be busy to prove our worth and all of that crap. But sometimes, in fact, most of the time, the more we rest, the more we're actually in alignment. We're tuning into our true worthiness. The universe isn't expecting us to do stuff all the time. It wants to give to us. And when we stop, when we allow ourselves to rest, it can give to us. It's like saying we're worthy of it. We're worthy of rest. We're worthy of things coming easily. And so I was telling the story in the video about what I used to do. Sometimes I'd write down my goals. I go in and out of this, writing my goals down in the morning. But sometimes I'd write down my goals, like my work goals, say 10 readings in the day, 10 paid readings. And then I'd go and get a massage, right? And so in the massage, I'd switch my phone on silent. And when I got out the massage, I'd switch it back on. And it'd be like readings. And I'd tell my friends I get paid for getting massages because it happened each time. And it didn't necessarily happen if I did something else. But if I went for a massage after writing my goals down, it would happen. I'd get paid for being massaged. So it's about letting go. That was about letting go, writing down what I wanted and then letting it go. And a good way of doing that is take your mind completely off it by getting a massage and relaxing. But part of it is about that rest. Letting the universe do it. Asking for what you want and then letting the universe do it. Go back and remember what the child in us wanted to do and be and like to do. Yeah. And for me, it was a superhero. I wanted to be a superhero, and I kind of am now. I watch these action movies now, especially the women action movies, like Wonder Woman and stuff. And then I'm like, I can do that. Like physically, I can do that. I can't fly yet, but who knows? So yeah, let's go deeper into the energies for today. The cards. What's your second favorite dinosaur, Warren? This is the same as yesterday, isn't it? Maybe. Seems really familiar. Fulfillment is found when you believe in yourself. So believing in all those things that you love and then going for it leads to fulfillment. Not believing in yourself and doing things that you think you should do because society tells you should do it. Doesn't. So believing in yourself is believing in those things that you love. Doing them heads you toward fulfillment and everything else. Because when you feel fulfilled and happy, when you're being yourself, then abundance and everything else. Your first is Stegosaurus. I like Tyrannosaurus Rex. Second, something cute. Cute dinosaurs. I do like Stegosaurus. I do. More guidance for today. Oh, this is in line with the zebra. The line is zebra. Strength and courage, choose to change. So when we're scared of change, then we're not standing in our strength and our courage. So when we're avoiding change, when we want to stay the same, we're not really owning our strength and courage. So it does take strength and courage to change, to accept that change, but it leads to better things. The changes that are being put in front of us lead to better things. What are you saying? They're not exactly that pretty unless you're another dinosaur. Yeah, I wonder what dinosaurs think are good looking. There are mixed reviews on whether they existed the way we think or were told. Oh, really? I haven't heard of that. Why? Tell me more. I'm interested. More energies for today. Oh. Be still and quiet and play. Quiet play. Quiet now, children. Play quietly. Settle down. I guess this is like me going snorkeling. I'm not going to be shouting at the sharks. I'm going to be quiet, but I'm going to be having fun with them. Fun with the fishes. So yeah, play doesn't necessarily have to be going out, getting drunk, doing the fire limbo with the fire boys. And what are the other things that I do? It can be quiet. Play can be quiet, like going snorkeling and wandering around the garden picking flowers like I did the other day with the cat. Coffee. And there's that rest thing as well. Rest and play together, it's good. It's not very often I wake up and I think I want to go snorkeling, but it happened today. Who else is on? Who else is watching? Pop a message up. I'm going to pick my cards out soon and then I'm going to do readings for you guys. So let me know who you are and let me know if you want a reading. The paleontology made it up to sell newspaper stories. But what about the I don't know where my mind is today, but I can't think of words. Skeletons. What about the skeletons they've found? If we have the bones, we could clone them, and we haven't. Oh, they haven't found them. They just made them up. There's so much crap, hey? So I was talking to Mr. Mann last night about all the crap about food and nutrition and how it's just like marketing. A lot of it's just marketing. Fake dinosaurs. Oh. What's your favourite fake dinosaur? What's your second favourite fake dinosaur? So today, our overriding energy of the day is a change in the wind. I like it when it gets windy. Storm and it gets windy, and it always reminds me of changes in the wind, that things are being shifted. Also, way back when I used to see a lot more spirits, when I used to be more clairvoyant. I don't like it that much. I ask for it to calm down because it freaks me out sometimes. I don't want to be seeing people in the room when I'm trying to sleep. But when I used to see the spirit in my apartment years and years ago, before I'd see them, I would always feel a shift in the air. It was weird. It wasn't like a breeze. It was like the air. If there was a breeze one way and then the other way, just a slight breeze one way and the other way. It's like that. And I would always feel that before it Hello, Joao. Am I saying that right? I can't remember. Hello, darling. Should I work with Keller Williams in the real estate? Oh, they offered me the opportunity to open my business, my own business. Ask you yourself. Yeah, but not right now. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, but don't rush into it. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow of it. So don't dive in too fast. You don't need to rush into it. There's more there for you as well. Like it's going to lead to a relationship, a romantic relationship. So yeah, there's definitely there's things there for you. It's on path for you for sure. So that's a yes from your higher self, but don't rush into it. Don't be too eager. Like, don't jump at the first offer, maybe. I felt like an electrical storm feeling and an energy, and the entity blew up the fuse blocks. I felt like an electrical storm feeling and an energy, and the entity blew up the fuse box. Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it when they show up. I can too. It feels like a shift. And then I'd be a bit wary. It'd be like, I'd be going to bed and I'd feel this. I'm like, oh, here we go. They're going to show up. I think I put too much coconut milk in it. So I quit sugar 4 days ago. Quit my chocolate habit. The first evening was the hardest. Not that it was that hard. I just felt like eating chocolate, but didn't have any. I've upped my fruit intake and upped my protein intake for the extra calories that I obviously need. And it's all going well. So I decided to get some coconut milk for my coffee and not use condensed milk because that's very sugary too. Cleaning up my diet even more to protect my health. And because my ex had a stroke, that was what was wrong with him a few weeks ago. He left the island and he had a stroke shortly after he left the island. And so he was away for 3 weeks. He's back now. He's been back for a few days, but he's had a stroke and he's paralyzed. Left side of his face is paralyzed, can't speak properly. His eyes are like, skin around his eyes aren't joining his eyeballs anymore. It looks dreadful. And I kept on telling him, I've told him so many times, stop drinking Red Bull. He's like, no, it's okay for men. It's not okay for women, but it's okay for men. I'm like, it's not okay for anyone. It'll give you a heart attack. There's like kids, there's young people like early 20s having heart attacks and strokes because they drink that shit. And he drinks soft drinks as well. He's got visceral fat, belly, around the organs, belly fat. It's fit and strong, but in some ways he's not looking after himself. Exercise isn't enough. You've got to get the diet right. And so, yeah, a bit of a wake-up call for me as well. It's like, stop. That's why you gave up coffee. You know, I might give up coffee too because I'm finding I'm really sensitive to it. Like, I feel great when I wake up and then I have the coffee and then it's like I'm anxious. I'll be chewing the inside of my mouth. And it's not because of anything, but because I've had coffee. I think it's too much for me. It's too activating for me. I do love the taste of it. And it does have some beneficial effects. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you're right. I think the detrimental effects are too much. I don't want to feel anxious, and I'm not really anxious when I think about it. I'm not really anxious, but I've been getting those anxiety symptoms. So I drink coffee and then have to spend the rest of the day like dealing with it, dealing with the effects of it. I'm going to pick my cards out. Keller Williams. I've got another customer that's in real estate and in a similar kind of position. Years ago. They started it, but they got offered somewhat by someone who was in real estate too. Offered their own business, but kind of helping out. Like the person that offered it was helping them out. I guess it's like anything, if you're doing something by yourself, then it's nice to help other people out. If you're working alone. I mean, I should ask a real question. Will I be okay or well or good going to Cuba for winter? Good question. But me first. Me. Guidance on my idea. What idea? I do on my ideas, act on them straight away, I think. Maybe it's snorkeling. Maybe I'm going to see something. Maybe I'm going to see an octopus or something. And another owning of my ideas as well is, so a customer got in touch with me, Anne. Hello, Anne, if you've watched this. Got in touch with me the other night, not last night, the night before. She's wanting to get my 21 Wishes in 21 Days program again. It's a 21-day guided meditation program where in day one, you write down 21 wishes, 21 things that you want to manifest. And every day you read through them and then you do the meditation for the day. And it just takes you really easily, step by step, through the alignment process with it. It's really powerful. I did it. I made it probably about, 5 years ago. And yeah, I did it myself and manifested like heaps of things off the list. And so did my customers too. And she said it changed her life, but she doesn't have a copy of it anymore. And is it still available? So I stuck it on my website. I saw the message in the night when I looked at my phone to see what time it was when I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then as soon as I'd seen the message, because she'd put what she wanted in the first line, so it got my mind working. And then I was like, yeah, I do still have that program, and I could put it on my website, and then I could do this, and I could the first day free on the website. And I thought I'll just get up and do it. Anyway, I did it, and she bought it right away. And then I thought I should do the program myself because I know it was really powerful for me. And so I'm on day 2 right now. I did day 2 this morning. The recordings aren't brilliant. Like the sound recording isn't brilliant. I could actually remake them much better now with what I know about sound recording now. So it was a bit background noise and a bit clicky and stuff, but still the content is really good. Check that out. It's on behealing.com on the homepage. So that's another owning my own idea. So doing it for myself. That message came up the other day, didn't it? Doing it for myself. My other cards are transformation. I am good enough. What's transforming today? Who knows? I'm good enough. I'm good enough for great care, great love, great the best of things for me. Okay, you asked a question, Lauren. Is your coral alive and well and vibrant colors? The bay that I'm going to, Shark Bay, no. There's been storms go through there. It's pretty much, the sharks like hanging out there, but the coral's not great. It's a lot of dead coral. There are some live corals around the edges, in the sheltered edge especially. Other bays, yeah, the coral's great. Some of it is bleached. They've got some coral bleaching. How do you avoid the dangerous jellyfish? Just swim away from them. Keep your eyes open, you look. And we've got a community board on Facebook here, and so when people see them, because they only come in certain winds, or sometimes the box jellyfish, just sometimes they're around. And so when people see them, they post it on the community board so that we all know where they are and that they might be in there. That's how to avoid the dangerous things, and just trusting as well that the universe has got my back. It's not going to. I don't need to manifest crap like that. Being stung by a jellyfish, just like I don't need to manifest having strokes and heart attacks at age 55. Sorry. What was your question? Will I be okay or well good going to Cuba for the winter? So it's winter soon for you, and for me. It's monsoon coming up. Oh, your first card's out. Be vulnerable, face the situation. So this is like maybe not, but you want to do it anyway. So going back to what do you love? The energies to today are about what you love, and so sometimes we just have to go for it because it's actually more dangerous to our health not doing it. Yeah. So if you'd really love to do it, then be vulnerable and do it. We're actually more vulnerable when we don't do what we want to do. Give some more about that. You know, I always like when I'm doing my energy healings, I'm reading into what's going on in someone's body, picking up on symptoms or just energies in the body and what the conscious reason is, or the emotional reason behind it. And strokes for me is, and because I saw it in my mum had a stroke probably about the same age as me, around the age of 55. And her mum had one really early, like in her late 30s or something. And both of them very, very negative people, very like hypochondriac, negative people, hate life, like really hate life, don't want to be here. Everything's hard. Like wish that they could just give up on life. And well, that energy, you know, that's what it is for me, the stroke, and which kind of freaks me out, the timing of my ex having a stroke too, because you know we'd been broken up for a month. I'd gone back to go training with him. I was ready after a month to face him again, and after a week of training, then he went to the mainland and had a stroke. So maybe the stress of his messed up life had something to do with it too, but yeah, and maybe he'd given up on happiness because of his life circumstances aren't great. You know, some Thai men, they don't do, some Thai, not just men, they don't let go of things, they don't deal with stuff, they don't sort stuff out. They just keep it going thinking that that's the right thing to do. What were you doing in Cuba? Because these are the next cards out, touch and include. What did you want to do there? Is there someone there that you know, getting in touch? Is that what it means? Getting in touch with somebody? Or going with somebody? That's good advice, considering just had a heart attack. Nothing attacked you. Your heart didn't attack you. Yeah, so I was learning about the heart. And it's not about the heart, you know? A heart attack isn't about the heart. Did you know that? The blood. I was learning all about this. Look, watch the video. It's not the last video. I think it's the second to last video on the High Intensity Health channel on YouTube. It goes into is interviewing a guy who's written a book recently about the heart and about life force. And it's not, the heart doesn't pump the blood pumps the heart. So the heart isn't strong enough to pump the blood. It's not a pump. But what it does is it closes a valve. The blood pressure expands the heart. It forms a vortex. The heart causes the blood to form a vortex, and it opens a valve, and the release of the pressure makes the heart go in. So it's not the heart muscle that's doing that, it's the pressure of the blood. So the blood is running itself, and the blood the blood moves itself by this protein gel that forms structured water, is what it is. It's like a gel that's formed from proteins in water, in blood, and in water too. And it forms like a coating around the veins or arteries with a positive charge, with a negative charge. And then so the rest of the blood has a positive charge, and that's how it's repelled forward. And so blood is a sticky substance. It's thick. It's got lots of stuff in it. And so what happens is heart attacks are brought on by a lack of negative ions. So you get negative ions through walking barefoot, getting in the ocean, being out in nature barefoot, contact with nature, touching humans, touching animals, from eating live foods, fresh foods, meats especially have a lot of negative ions in them. Like walking at the beach, a lot of negative ions, sunshine, all the good things in life. And so what happens is the heart attacks and stuff, it's nothing to do with the heart, it's like a blood attack. A blood attack, when blood stops flowing properly with the lack of negative ions, it's when you've not been looking after yourself, so eating the wrong things. But yeah, watch that video. It's quite long, but it's so interesting. I find it fascinating. I found out a year ago about this heart being a vortex generator, that it's not what we taught. It's not a pump. It can't be a pump. It can't be a pump because the blood is the same velocity when it goes into the heart as when it comes out of the heart, and blood stops when it gets to the capillaries and then it gets going again. So if the heart was a pump, we'd need one in every capillary, but we don't. The blood moves by itself through life force, and vortex is a life force too. Vortex is a life force generator. Apparently, we should only be drinking water from waterfalls, from rivers, from flowing water, because of that life force. So, yeah, the water that we drink isn't good. So we have to look after ourselves the best we can in other ways when we're not drinking water with life force in it. Lots of touch in Cuba. Yeah. So yeah, the answer is you'll be okay. It's a good thing to do. And yeah, like especially with what I just said, touch and being out in nature and stuff, doing all of that stuff, knowing that you're filling yourself up with negative ions. And what fills you up with positive ions instead? Processed food, junk food, phones, computers, really bad, like electromagnetic waves. Like we are surrounded by so much positive ions, and so we need to do even more of the natural stuff. We need to eat good. We need to get out in nature more. We need to I think they sell like grounding mats as well, so you can actually like put your feet on them indoors to get even more of that effect. But yeah, we need to do more now than ever when we've got phones and MacBooks and YouTube and all of this going on. So yeah, watch that. High Intensity Health is the channel. Yeah, abuse of electronics, for sure. Vortexes are interesting. You know, you can buy water structures. You can buy like devices that structure the water, that make it into a vortex, so to give it that life energy. And so he's saying in the interview that that we need to stop having this science based on material science based on the atoms and stuff, and we've got to stop that because it's it doesn't really matter. Like, what really matters is the life force that's in something. We need science of this life force now, because it's in all of us. This God force, or this spiritual force that decides what life should be. It uses those components, those material components, but it's the life force within us that actually decides who we are. And that's more important than the the atoms that make it up. That, like, I'm not explaining myself very well, I don't think, but he was saying, like, if a carrot is so many oxygen, so many nitrogen, so many of these other things. He said, but if you put all those things together, in a lab, you wouldn't get a carrot. A carrot is more than that. It's an idea. It's got this life force in it. It's got intention behind it, and we can't survive off those elements, which is why like supplements and stuff don't work. Sorry to say, but they just don't work unless they're food. Unless they're real food, they don't work. But all of this stuff, my body does thrive better off meat, and now I'm getting more in tune with my body because I'm pushing it further. I'm noticing. So at the moment, I'm eating to maintain my weight. I'm eating to have consistent power in my training, and eating to have endurance, for my energy endurance in my training. And I've noticed that my body doesn't really like salad that much. So I'll have like a salad every other day with tuna or with eggs and lots of olive oil. But on those days, my training isn't that good. My body doesn't really like it. I get a bit of digestion problems with it. Be in tune with your body. And that's interesting because, they're saying now that plants to, and this is for ages, but the anti-nutrients in plants, but plants their only way of defending themselves is to have anti-nutrients in them, is to make you not want to eat them, not make animals not want to eat them. And so they have they develop these poisons so that their offspring, their seeds, and they survive. Whereas animals don't have that. Animals can kick you or bite you or do those other things to protect themselves. And animals like cows, goats, and sheep, with their many stomachs, whatever you call those animals that have got many stomachs, there's a name for it. They've developed to be able to deal with those anti-nutrients. And so they can take pretty much pure sunlight, like in the form of just greens, grass, or whatever, and their various stomachs deal with all of the anti-nutrients and the gas and everything that, all the things that we experience when we eat that stuff. The bloating, the gas, the anti-nutrients, the inflammation, stuff like that. And isn't it weird? We've been told that plants are so good for us than meat and fats and stuff, and it's just not true. It's just not true. So I'm finding it really fascinating at the moment. I'm feeling better for eating more meat. I'm eating like oats, lots of fruit, rice, fish, meat, offal, sometimes salads. I've stopped having my fresh juice now because I don't think that's good for me anymore. So yeah, nutrients are easier to get through the meat because the animal's done the hard work for us. And where the environment's concerned, he talks about that too. Because a lot of people want to go vegan, because of that emotional state about animals, and I understand that. But also, they think eating animals is bad for the environment. But he makes the point that before agriculture, animals were everywhere, and there wasn't an erosion of topsoil problem. There wasn't the land clearing and everything. And the land clearing and the erosion of topsoil and the destruction of the environment comes from planting crops. And the answer isn't to go vegan or vegetarian and need to plant more crops, clear more land, destroy the environment more. It's to put animals, it's to have like a mixture of it. It's to go back to that traditional, even if it's about farming, which I don't think we can get away from now. It's to go back to that traditional mixture of animals and some plants, and not huge production fields of the same crop that destroys the environment. So yeah, I found it a really fascinating interview, that guy. Watch it on High Intensity Health. He's got kind of a weird way of explaining things. He gets sidetracked so much, the guy who with that channel. Repeats himself a lot and gets sidetracked a lot, but he's got great information and a lot of passion. So I subscribe to his channel. Eating people. But people don't have lots of stomachs. It depends what they've eaten. Eat your friends, but only if your friends have a good diet. And that's the thing too, is a cow, a sheep, or a goat that's been eating grass and herbs and leaves. Thinking about goats now, but is very different than a cow that's been eating grain. Grain isn't the diet. Same chicken. Chickens eat insects. I see them. They're everywhere here. And as I'm going past them, they're just eating insects. That's what they eat. They don't eat grain. They're not like farmers eating grain. They don't do that. And it messes them up when they're given it. And then we mess ourselves up when we eat them. So yeah, only eat your friends if you know they've got like a good diet. Anyone else want a reading? Is there anyone else here? Pop a message up if you want a reading. Tell us who you are and where you are, why you are, and all of that. And if not, I'm going to go snorkeling. I'm going to eat some porridge first. I'm going to make mango and banana porridge with sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Yummy. Eating non-friends can give indigestion. Well, if they're not your friends, then you're not likely to have known what they've eaten, unless they're farmed friends. And if they're farmed friends, then they're probably not eating a natural diet. I've got some readings to do today, some private readings. If anyone wants to book in for one of those, the link's in the description box for this. I've got full moon readings. We've got a full moon, what, 3-4 days? 4 days, I think it is. It's $20 off those full moon readings. And yeah, but I'm going to do those readings. I'm going to do the readings that have come in after I've been snorkeling. After I've been snorkeling and got food and everything, and before I go training. I think I'll go training. It's fight night tonight at the stadium, so I want to go see my friends fight. So just depending on how the night goes and the adventures that I have tonight, depends on whether I'll be on here in the morning or not, whether I'll still be sleeping or be somewhere else completely. Might not even come home. Anything happens when I go out. My friends laugh about it, because if they're out with me, say, I'll meet up with them for sunset or something, and then say, okay, I'm just going home now. And they're like, yeah, right. Because they know, like, usually the next day I'll get in touch with them saying, well, I was going home. Well, I bumped into somebody on the way home and then ended up going to this thing. And it happens to me all the time. I have these adventures. It's because I go out so very rarely, right? So the universe is like, she's out. We can give her stuff now. She's actually out doing something. Otherwise, after I've been training, I come back home, I wash my training gear, I have a shower, wash my hair and everything, eat my meal. The sun goes down just after I've eaten my meal. I close my curtains, I get into bed. I watch a couple of videos or something, watch a movie or watch some YouTube videos or something, and then go to sleep really early. That's my life. early nights, early mornings. So yeah, the universe has got to put all the adventures in one night. I'm gonna actually go out and do something and meet people. Enjoy snorkeling in the water. Yeah, thanks, I will. I'll say hello to the sharks for you. The baby sharks. Do. What else can I say? Oh yeah, check out my 21 Wishes in 21 Days program. It's up on behealing.com now. It's really awesome. I can't wait. I'm on day 2 at the moment. I can't wait to see what happens day 21. I've picked some pretty good wishes. Some of them are just like wishes I've had for ages, but like more boring ones, but some of them are really good wishes. So we'll see what happens. Did one manifest already? One manifested already. Day 1. Day 1 and one manifested already. So it's called 21 Wishes in 21 Days because that's what it's all about, picking 21 things that you want to manifest. And then every day you listen to one of these meditations, guided meditations that aligns you with it. I'm doing it. Come and do it with me. Great. Okay. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is, afternoon, wherever you are. And maybe see you tomorrow. Otherwise, what day is it? It's going to be Friday tomorrow, and then Saturday I'll be putting up the weekly reads for all of the different star signs. So you can watch those. Bye. Will, are you saying something else? Oh, I'm ending it. You can email me.